Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, December 4th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have various social medias that you can follow me on. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, and this month, during the month of December, instead of doing a regular Vlogmas like other people do on YouTube, I am doing Vlogmas on Instagram in my stories. So if you would like to see what I get up to every single day during the month of December, please go follow me over on there. I would love for you to watch that and enjoy it, and hopefully it helps you get into the festive spirit. Obviously we have a very festive background today. I have various social medias, like I said. I also have show notes. So things that I will be talking about will hopefully be linked in the show notes. That will be on my blog. If you are on my blog already, everything is already there, or if you are on YouTube, the link is down below. I'm also a knitting pattern tech editor. If you are interested or in need of, or if you know someone who is in need of a technical editor for their knitting patterns, please feel free to check out the Graceful Edits tab on my website. And you can learn more about my process, or you are more than welcome to send me a message and we can start the discussion that way. I would love to work with you or a friend. We have a lot to discuss and just general busyness, so we're just gonna get right into it. If you'd like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, a laundry to fold, whatever it may be, I hope it is bringing you joy and or rest, or I am helping you get through a not as pleasant task, whatever that may be. Either way, you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. We opted for hydration today because it is important, you know. So I should have recorded last week, and I do apologize that I did not. I had just stuff going on, traveling from the holidays over Thanksgiving, and I before Thanksgiving had come down with a cold, and so my voice and just coughing in general was just not a good time, and I also forgot. So I do apologize, but thank you to those who reached out to make sure that I was okay. That was very sweet of you, and I really appreciate that. But I am back. Obviously I remembered today, and we will have an episode this week, so that's very exciting. Like I said, I am doing Vlogmas or Storymas or whatever you want to call it on my Instagram. It's very spontaneous, whatever I feel like sharing. It's not consistent. It is not perfect, but it is fun. So I hope that you enjoy that if you are watching, or if you're interested, or if there's anything that you would like me to do, because we will have many days to do this. Obviously, today it's only day 4 out of 25. So there's plenty of days to do fun things. I also have a couple advent calendars that I'm doing. I have a jelly advent calendar, which it's only a 12-day calendar, which is very fun. I feel like after a while you get kind of tired of having jellies every day, but it is very nice for the 12 days that I have them. So I'm opening that on my Instagram. I also have a yarn advent calendar and a sock advent calendar, which is very exciting. Kind of. I wouldn't necessarily, it's an advent calendar, but it's like striping socks, but we'll get into it. I do have a finished object. I don't know if you have noticed. I am wearing it. It's very exciting. This is not quite out yet, I don't think. This is the Yule Dew pullover or sweater by Isabel Kramer. I just finished this a couple days ago. It was blocking last night, and I love it so much. I just can't even. These are definitely like festive trees, Last time I recorded, I was like, it's kind of festive. I don't know what these are, but they definitely look like trees. I don't know why I didn't say that they look like trees. In my mind, I knew that they looked like trees, but for some reason I just wasn't thinking that. But I just love it. It is a little bit on the longer side. I made mine a little bit longer than I normally do for me personally and where my waist is. And I love that. So great. I added color work to the bottom of the sleeves. They are not matching, but that is okay because you can't actually really tell unless you look closely. So don't look closely. But I added color work to the sleeves. I did not add color work to the bottom of the body. I'm going to take pictures of this later today. It's definitely probably too warm for this sweater today, but it's on that like line of it could be too warm, but it could be also just right, and I'm trying just to make it work because I really want to wear this sweater. It looks just so festive, like with the tree and the yarn and everything. I just love it so much. This yarn that I used is Kelborn Woolen's Camper that I got from Maker and Stitch. I used gray heather for my color work and navy heather, I do believe, very creative names, for the body. I love it. It is so good. I love this yarn. I loved working it up in the pattern. It fits perfectly. We love to see it. It is not quite out yet, but it will be out soon. So keep your eyes peeled. If you are new here, we do love a good Isabel Kramer pattern. And yes, so just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I do also apologize. My hair is still slightly wet. Today is hair wash day, or was hair wash day. And it just, when I needed to fit in recording, it's not completely dry yet, so I do apologize. In case you hadn't noticed, and now you've noticed, and again, I apologize, but whatever. We make things work. We do what we gotta do. I have projects that I have forgotten to bring over here. So we went and celebrated Thanksgiving with my parents in Colorado. It was a delightful time. Got to spend time with the rest of my family as well. The weather was beautiful. We got a bluebird day, and we got some snow, which was really nice. And it did not impact the traveling. It was very nice. Got a lot of knitting done. It was wonderful. The guys set up my parents' Christmas tree, so it made the house very festive, and that was very fun. So like I said, I did forget to bring some over, so I'm gonna go grab those really quick, and we will be back to talk about some projects. With the power of editing, I'm back. So a little bit of story time without going into too many details, because this is not the most, I'm not proud of this, but it does like impact the amount of knitting that I got done. So like I said, I was kind of recovering from a cold when we left, and it's just a cold, your regular cold, and was dealing with a little bit of a cough. And so when we left very early in the morning, very, very early in the morning, I decided to have a little bit of fruit and then take some medicine to help my cough. And let me tell you, that fruit was not enough to, enough food in my stomach to prevent me from feeling very ill due to my medicine that I had taken, which was very frustrating because I was trying to do the right thing, and I very stupidly made the mistake of not eating more than just fruit. Or a handful of grapes, to be more specific, because I'm sure you were really dying to know. You're really dying to know the story in general, which is why I'm telling you. But I was so motion sick the entire travel day. It was not a fun time. I've never been feeling that motion sick on a plane, standing still, sitting, doing nothing in such a long time. It was not a fun time. So I had the intention of finishing a sock during that travel day because we had so much travel ahead of us and it was going to be great. I knew that I probably could finish a sock because I had the heel flap, the heel turn, the gusset, and the foot and the toe. Easy peasy. I was very confident that I could. And then my plans changed. So I got 0 knitting. I knit like maybe 5 rows at our gate waiting for our plane to show up, and standing in line to get onto the plane, I was like, oh no. Oh no. It was just not a good time, and we're going to change the subject because honestly thinking about it makes me a little nauseous and makes me very anxious because it was just so terrible. Needing to throw up on a plane has to be one of the worst feelings ever, in my opinion. It's just not a fun time. Anyway, on that very pleasant topic, I do not have a pair of finished socks to show you, but I do have a pretty close to. I say that having not even really. I did get the heel turn once I got home. I did also, I got the heel flap done and the heel turn, and then I had to switch these needles over so I could have both my 9-inch 1 Chow Goos available for my Freckled Whimsy socks, my Advent socks. So this is currently on hold, but I do have the first sock. So this is the Luke's Hotcakes sock pattern by Amanda of Little Bitty Delights. And my yarn is the Pumpkin Spice colorway from Turtle Pearl Yarns. It came with a mini skein so you could have cuffs, heels, and toes. My Progress Keeper is also from Little Bitty Delights, which is a Luke's Diner mug. Very on brand, very themed. I love the Gilmore Girls. If you are new here, if you don't know, it's definitely one of my top comfort shows, if not the comfort show. I love it dearly. So here's the finished sock. I just need to power through. I really wanted to have these done for Thanksgiving. I like really wanted to, but it was not worth pushing through the discomfort of feeling the need to vomit everywhere. It's not worth it. Not a fun time. I do apologize if you can hear the washing machine. It is going in the background. But at least it's not beeping like the dryer. So I did not get those done. I didn't really, let's see, what else did I bring? I brought my tessellated vest by Andrea Mowry, which I didn't work on. And I made no progress since last time I showed it to you, so I'm not going to show it to you today. It's also over there, and I did forget to get it as well. Same old, there's nothing new. I did bring the You'll Do pullover because tight deadline, I needed to work on it. I did achieve the goal of separating for the sleeves, or at least finishing the yoke. Actually, no, I hadn't even divided for the sleeves yet by the time we left. And so I was just knitting around and around to make the yoke long enough for what I needed. And it was very unfortunate. I divided for the sleeves too soon and knit a little bit and tried it on, and I was like, well, the armhole is like way too short for any amount of comfort that I would like. So I had to rip that out, unfortunately, and redo, which is okay. It was my own fault. I was just impatient and needed to knit the yoke longer. So I did that. Great. Divided for the sleeves. think I did that like literally like right the night before we left. So I had the body all ready to go, just plain simple knitting. I think I maybe knit 1.5 inches or something the first part of the trip, once we got to my parents' house, and I survived the travel day. Ridiculous. And yeah, so I was not really certain that I was going to get any really good progress on this, which was a bummer because I had a tight deadline and I needed to get it done. But again, not worth all the discomfort and whatever I was going through. It's just a sweater and it will be okay. But our travel day back produced an entire body. I knit the entire body minus the ribbing, which is maybe 12 rows. I knit the entire body in our one travel day. I was astonished and so proud of myself. I just like powered through, and I went in to our travel day back and I was like, okay, we gotta make up some ground here. I am not stopping knitting this body until it's done. Excuse me. It is just like, I just powered through. Again, so proud of myself, and it resulted in some interesting conversations with people around us while we were traveling, which was entertaining. If you're a crafter, I'm sure you've experienced just random people commenting on the fact that you are making something, and it must take a lot of patience. And it's like, yes, person, in fact it does, but I do love it, so I don't really care. The most interesting conversations come from those types of situations, in my experience anyway. Got home, such a smooth travel day. We were so lucky when it came to that. The weather could not have been more beautiful. And knit a sleeve, done. So I feel like, honestly, sometimes it feels like the yoke of a sweater like this goes the fastest because it's so much fun because you're doing stuff and you gotta pay attention. And then the body and the sleeves take for forever. For me, in this sweater particularly, I do believe it was the other way around. I've gotten so many scam calls today. People, I am busy. Don't have time. It was the other way around. So the yoke honestly took much longer. And that is nothing against the pattern. That was purely a me and what I was doing, where I was in the process of knitting this, and then also having this very long travel day where I could knit the entire body and the sleeves, and all good. So anyway, that is the long story short. This is my Yule Do pullover by Isabel Kramer. Travel knitting. I did also bring, which I did not knit on, but I did bring it just to be safe because you never know if you're going to run out of knitting. I did bring my syncopated stripe pullover by Hannah of Sandmade Knits. This is the only active test knit that I have going. It is due in January, so I'm not worried, although I am very behind. But now that I've finished this one, this is gonna be my, obviously, work on it like at least for 30 minutes every night or something like that. This was all stash busted. Very proud of myself. I have little bits and pieces. This is gonna be for something that's not actually one of the stripes, but maybe for something else. I have this. I don't know what that is. I have the Fiber Company Cumbria as the main body. I have Kelborn Woolen Scout for one of the stripes, and then I have Sweet Sparrow Yarns Cottage Sock in the mittens, or something well-worn mittens, something mittens colorway, which was part of her advent last year. And together, I love this color combination. I may throw this in here somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly, but I do want to do that. Maybe like on the edges of the cuffs and neckline and stuff. Yes. I also apologize for the lighting. I know it's not the normal setup, but I have the tree. The tree is really controlling the whole situation. It really kind of messes up this whole little area. It is worth it, but it does kind of mess things up because all the stuff that was here, this chair mainly, has been scooted over. All this stuff is now over there, which is where I sit, and I can't sit there now, so we also get the tree in the background. My only natural light source is from the window way over there, because again, I'm sure you were really fascinated to know the layout of our living room and my yarn area. It's far away. I have light coming from behind me. I do apologize that the lighting is not what it normally is. It does bother me, but there was no controlling it today. So we are making do with what we have. This is just the reality of podcasting. You make it work. Anyway, I do love this. I am so excited to be able to wear this. I keep seeing the other testers work on theirs. It is so inspirational. I really just want to get the sleeves divided for, and then I'm going to feel like I'm making progress. But it's this very fun slip stitch stripe pattern, super straightforward, along with your raglan increases that are going along. Such a good pattern. It's very well written, very well laid out, even though like you are technically like factoring in these increases into these offset stitches and everything. It is just so laid out and well written that you don't even have to worry about anything. You just follow it exactly what it says and you have a perfect sweater. Basically. I'm loving working with this yarn. I've had this in my stash. Surprise, surprise, it came from Maker and Stitch a while ago. And I am loving it. It is an odd fiber content in my mind, and it's not really that odd, but it's just that I don't knit with this particular combo very often. But it is Masham wool, merino, and mohair. So it has like a little bit of fuzz to it, and it's kind of toothy, like a woolly yarn, but it's so soft and it's not itchy and it's not too fuzzy, which I really like. So I'm loving this. This is living in my Rows and Seams bag. That is always seasonally appropriate because who doesn't love tea, cookies, strawberry jam, books, a cottage. I will take those things any time of year. So I love this bag. I am sad that I didn't get to work on it, or I wasn't able to work on it too much while I was traveling, but that's okay. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I also made progress on my, why is this? Oh, I was in the process of trying this on, that's why. Well, great. This is gonna be very well to see. Well to see. Easy to see. There we go. I also, this is very random. Fun, small fact that again, you didn't ask for, but I'm going to share with you. Share it with you anyway, because why not? I must have a pack of gum in the bottom of this bag because every time I pull specifically this sweater out or anything that has been in this bag, it smells like spearmint, which is not a problem, but I always forget, and it's like, whoa, that's a minty waft of something. At least it smells good, I guess. But also, I've been looking for this particular pack of gum because it's not where it normally is, and I found it. It's no longer in the bag. Anyway, things you didn't necessarily need to know, but now you know. Here's my A Very V-neck raglan by Jessame. This is the Fashion School Dropout, what, I said that weird, Fashion School Dropout boucle in the Hello Mrs. Dunn colorway, which is just absolutely gorgeous. I have divided for the sleeves. It is on needles and a Scooby because I was trying it on, and I did do the neckline because I needed to see what it was going to look like, because like I said last time, for my shoulders, it was too big for my shoulders. And I needed to see what it was going to look like. So I just quickly picked up, I am really doing a mishmash of this pattern at this point. It's more of a guideline. I'm kind of doing whatever I want at this point, which is fun and exciting. So I put together this neckline. I feel like I could have stopped too early. I may rip out, undo my bind off, and do a little bit longer just to give it extra length and bring it up a little bit, because it's still much lower than I want it to be. But the idea of pulling out a boucle bind off irritates me. Like, I'm not even actively doing it, and the idea of it just makes me irritated. I'm sure it will be fine. I honestly don't know if I could throw it in the freezer and if that would be fine. I think it's because the little bumps of the actual yarn will get caught on each other. It's not that the fibers need to release. It's the way that the lumpiness of the yarn would make it hard to pull out. So I have to decide that. It was silly of me to cast off as early as I did because I knew that I needed to do it a little bit longer, but I decided that I wanted to try it on, and so I was impatient. But I'm gonna make this perfect, like exactly what I want. It is worth putting in the extra work to make something that you love, even though it may be irritating and even though it's frustrating to rip out things that you've done in order to make something that you love. It is worth the extra time. And I'm saying this because this is something I need to be constantly reminded of. So when people ask me, wow, that takes a lot of patience to knit something, you must have a lot of patience. In reality, I don't. Because I cast this neck off too soon. And I divided for the sleeves too early on this sweater, and I had to undo it. But that would be too complicated to explain to someone who does not craft or make garments like this. It's like, excuse me, how much time do you have? Would you like me to explain to you the minute details of what this is and how I'm actually not very patient sometimes? But all that to say, it is worth putting in the extra time, changing those needle sizes if it's really going to make a difference, and if it's what you want to do, it is worth that time. Also, because the raglan is so deep, the length of the body is going to be adjusted a little bit, and I really need to fix the neck line before I continue on with the body, because this is going to determine on where it sits on my shoulders and how low it is in the back and how low it is in the front and blah blah blah. I really need to fix that first. Didn't want to have to rip it out. It's just the bind off. It is just the bind off. It's not like I have to redo the entire thing. It's okay and it's worth it, but I don't want to put in the time. I love this. It's whenever it's going to be done, it's going to be beautiful, and I'm going to be so excited to wear it because it's going to be the most snuggly thing. I would like to be able to wear it when it's still cold here, which is not currently, but this cold season, the hot and cold season that we are currently in, I would like to be able to wear it. So it may be thrown into the rotation with the Advent knitting as well, which we are now going to talk about, which I'm very excited for. So I have my Advent Freckled Whimsy vanilla socks, which are, it is a, I think it's 24 stripes, 25 stripes, 24 stripes. Oops. Grabbed one ball of yarn that's not connected to the other sock that I grabbed. Okay. Ultimately, what it is it is self-striping sock yarn, and you knit a stripe a day. And yes, you have seen, by the time you've wound it up and you're knitting it, you have seen what all the colors are, but you don't necessarily, it's hard to see what the order the stripes are going to be in. And I opted, there was the option to have two 50-gram skeins opposed to one 100-gram skein. And I wound the both, and I didn't really pay attention to which direction or like where I had pulled to wind them from. And I am a center pull person. I haven't always been a center pull person. I have most often been a center pull person. That's just what I do. I prefer it. I know it's a hot topic. I know that there are strong opinions either way. That's just what I do. And the way that I have wound them, they're actually not the same. They're going in the opposite direction, which is very fun. So I'll have one sock going that will match with the, how do I explain this? The cuff will be the same color as the toe on the other sock, because doing this definitely makes sense. I'm loving them. Long story short, I am loving them. I have not knit my stripe for today. But here we are. They do look very similar, which is very deceiving, but they are in fact not the same. This one's more green, and then we've got like a mint color and a red, and then over here is like a teal, a different mint, and then like a grass green, which is different from this green. So there are so many colors in here. I am so excited. I'm so excited. And it's just so easy to knit a stripe a day, and it's just so calming, and I love working on them. I also did, did I get it? I don't know if it was an ad or not. I don't think it was an ad. It may have been like a suggested for you account or something like that. And I forgot to bring over the rest of the stitch markers that I got, so I'm gonna go grab those very quickly. But I have a festive set of markers on these socks. If you can hear that little jingle bell, that's what that is. And I love them. And I got some other fun ones. So I'm gonna go grab the business card and the other stitch markers, and I'll be right back. With the power of editing, I am back. Excuse me. So I follow Rhubarb and Honey, which is a maker, on Etsy. They are from Canada, I believe. Or they live in Canada, I should say. Be linked in the show notes, but would highly recommend. They have such cute things. But they posted a reel of, there was a deal they were having in their Etsy shop, and they put together a bunch of assorted, festive, holiday stitch markers. They had a gold and red set dish, and then they had a silver and blue dish, and you could buy a scoop of these festive stitch markers. So whatever you got was very random. It was just a scoop, and so you get a ton of stitch markers, and it was a really great price, and we love supporting makers. So I got one of these festive scoops, and there are so many of these little dealy boppers, and I love them so much. And there's quite a variety too. Like, you can, obviously there's some locking stitch markers, there's some bulb markers, but then there's fun ones like that are like a little, what even is that? It's a candy cane. There's some progress keepers. There's a gingerbread. There's a snowflake, another bell. I love it. I also got this like resin progress keeper. Please focus. It's kind of rose gold. I don't know if you can see that. But it's just gorgeous. That was so pretty. And to match that, because I thought this was so cute and I couldn't say no, I got a little resin sheep keychain. And he's sparkly. And it's like a rose gold color. There were some other color options, but I liked this one in particular. But yeah, super quick shipping, which I thought, I was very surprised, honestly, since it was coming from Canada. I was very excited. And these holiday stitch markers went on my socks. So that is very fun. I had fun picking those out and just kind of like picking and choosing and which one would go on which sock, and just a fun time. So I am loving this. Holiday socks. Next up, last project, everybody. I am working on my Daft Days pullover, cardigan, excuse me, not pullover. Hold on. Okay. Boo-doo-doo. I am knitting, sorry, got distracted. With my advent calendar, I'm knitting the Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca of the Crayabea. She has a podcast, she's got great designs, great Instagram, super sweet person. Had the honor of meeting her at Rhinebeck. She just recently released the Daft Days cardigan and a shawl with the idea of using advent calendars or countdown minis or stash or whatever you want to use. It's a really great way to use little bits and pieces and make a very striped, lovely item. I do believe she's also donating proceeds from both these patterns to a cause that she has picked. It's really awesome, which is really great. And I have loved working on this. I'm just over the moon with this. I just can't even, I have to practice so much restraint, not opening the rest of the minis once I get done with my stripe and my Daft Days for the day. I want to knit it all right now. So I am, just as a review, we're not going to show my address because that's not great. But I am doing the Around the World in 25 Days Holiday Advent from Charming You. Can we, even with this packaging, like, what? Perfection. Perfection. So we have 25 different destinations that we are going to via yarn. Day 1 was Los Angeles. Day 2 was Honolulu, Hawaii. Day 3 was Tokyo, Japan. And today was Seoul, South Korea, which is just so exciting. This is something I don't talk about a ton, but I am an avid, is that the right word that I want to use? Very passionate watcher of K-dramas. If I'm not watching something with Sam, or if there's something else other than the Gilmore Girls, I'm watching K-dramas. I love K-dramas so much. If you are into K-dramas, please, can we talk about them? I don't have a ton of friends to talk about them with, and I need to talk about all the K-dramas. So I was very excited that today was Seoul, South Korea. We have a package for opening up on the 25th of December, which is very exciting. We have a full skein that is also for opening up on the 25th of December. And then today, these are all slid down a little bit because of the, because I took that one box out. Where did I put that? Oh, I think it's in my project bag. So this is what they have, or what is inside. When I tell you, when I opened this up, I was just floored with the detail to packaging these minis. And the thought of making all these little suitcases, just 25 of them for one advent, and just is incredible. So huge shout out to Maureen of Charming You for putting together such a beautiful, fun and exciting advent calendar. I would definitely do hers again. I'm just so exciting. I'm excited. This is exciting. So for example, yesterday's, they're all labeled with their destination that they're from, and then they're also labeled with a little plane, and they just open up on the side. Boop. So wonderful. My mom got this one as well. It's so much fun to get to open advents with my mom, and my sister ended up getting one as well. She got hers from Fuzzy Peach Fibers, I believe. But there's just so many fun destinations on here, and I am so excited to see what they all turn out to be. So without further ado, let me show you my DAF days. And also I can show you today's mini from Soul. Okay, so I opted to use, for my main color, Rowan Felted Tweed in this blue-gray color. It's showing up more blue on my camera. It's a little bit more gray in person, a little bit more warm-toned. Surprise! Do we want to guess where I got it from? Maker and Stitch. Wonderful. It was from our trip to Maker and Stitch over Thanksgiving. It was just so much fun. It is always such a delight to go and hang out there. People who work there, the owners, they're just the sweetest people. It was just such a fun time. So I was very glad to go and do that, and then also look for advent yarn. So this is a bottom-up cardigan. There's a slip stitch pattern to it, or texture to it, and it is creating the most beautiful, I have no words. Also, I got the sparkle sock base. I'm looking over here because it's got the label. It is 75% superwash merino and 15% nylon, 10% stellina. It is so soft. The colors are so vibrant, and the sparkle is popping so hard. I love it so much. We've got sparkle, we've got tweed, we've got fun colors. I'm just feeling the festive spirit traveling around the world in 25 days thanks to the Charming You. Here's what I have so far. I know it may not look quite as spectacular on the camera as it does in person. It is like so good. So good. So we have LA, Honolulu, and Tokyo. And then today, I haven't wound it up yet. Still in the box. Today is Seoul, which is very exciting. I just can't. I love it so much. So I'm just doing this until I get the body done, and I'm just like chilling, having a grand old time. And so much fun. It's been so easy to get my knitting for this done for the day, because ultimately it's 4 rows of your stripe and 4 rows of your main color. And by the time I get to the 4 rows of the main color, I'm like, okay, cool, it's time to open up next mini. I know that it's not tomorrow yet, but I would really like to continue knitting on this, but I don't. Here are the rest of the minis. So it is not using up all the minis, which is fine. It is a DK weight pattern. These are fingering weight, so I am holding them double, which is great for using up extra yardage. But with how the sleeves are, and if I end up adding length to the body, I'm not worried about this. I'm very glad to have these extra little bits. And since I'm now in my sock era as well, very handy, helpful to have these fun little minis for potential striping purposes. But I am just loving these so much. It's just such a good base, and it's so sparkly. It makes me so happy. I am so happy. So I need to wind this one up so I can knit my 8 rows for today and knit my stripes for today. And then I need to start working on my syncopated stripes more often. I'd like to work on my very V-neck raglan. Really, everything that I showed you today needs to be worked on. Except for the Luke's Hotcake socks, because those needles I do not like, and the ones that I do like are currently being used, so that is the only thing that's not being worked on. Obviously, I have a lot of other things that are on the needles. I could throw extra stuff into the rotation. Need to think about that. But we're just gonna throw everything into the bag that smells like spearmint gum, and then everything can smell minty. I did block this with my cider donut Tuft Woolens wool wash yesterday, and oh my goodness, such a good scent. Such a good scent. Okay, we're gonna close this back up and not show you my address. Love this time of year. There's so much going on at the same time. There's like parties and events and gatherings, and then your regular life stuff that continues on even though it's the holidays, and or just generally festive time of year. And it's important to relax and slow down and not always be going, and it's okay to take a rest day, and it's okay to watch those social batteries, because goodness knows mine is low. And I've got other social things coming up this week, which I'm so excited about. But I know for myself I need to slow down a little bit. So take time for you. It's okay to take a little rest. It's not a problem. It's important. You are important. I hope that if you celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope that it was a good day for you, whether you were with family or friends or both, or if it was just a chill day. I hope that you had a wonderful Thursday. And just enjoyed the day. I hope that you are plugging along with your gift crafting if you are doing that. I am not really. I need to decide. I honestly don't know. But I do need to wrap this up. Monday is one of Sam's work from home days. He had to go run an errand, so I'm recording while he's gone, and he is almost on his way back, so I do need to finish this up. So we do what we gotta do. All the various social medias, all the show note information, all the tech editing information, and don't forget about Instagram, Vlogmas, Storymas, whatever you want to call it, daily storying on my Instagram, where we open delicious jams and jellies from Bon Maman, and you can see the very interesting flavor combinations. Day 1 was apricot and banana, and I am very wary of it. It smells weird, and I don't know what I'm gonna do about that one. I do love bananas. I love bananas normally. I like the smell of bananas, but man, that is a little odd. If you liked it, if you happen to have the same calendar and you enjoyed it, I am so glad for you. Maybe I do need to try it, but also an apricot and banana. Ooh. Today's was peach and jasmine, and I'm so excited. I love peach things dearly. Peach is my favorite. Anyway, random facts. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being patient while I forgot that I needed to record last week, but it all worked out fine. And now I have a finished sweater to wear for the recording of this episode, which is very exciting. We're here. I'm gonna continue to record and may take time off in January, maybe, because normally I maybe take December off. Is that what I normally do? I honestly don't know. It's been such a long time. It's been a year since last December. Wow, imagine that. What a novel idea. Because that's how time works. Anyway, thanks so much for being here. I hope that you are finding time during this busy season of the end of the year, whatever holidays you may be celebrating, that you find time for yourself, that you find time to rest and just enjoy the little things, those little precious moments that you find throughout the day. I hope that they shine brightly in your life, because that is important and they matter and you matter. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this. Good luck with all of your holiday crafting, gift crafting, whatever it may be. May the odds be ever in your favor. I'm gonna go enjoy knitting on my Advent and doing the laundry. A positive thing and a negative thing. Gotta do them both together. Anyway, on that note, thank you for being here. You are wonderful, you are enough, and I will see you next time. Bye.